Okay, time for the next helicopter in our Rambo series. This is the Mi24 Hind. Let's get going. So as with pretty much any aircraft build, I'm starting off nice and bold, straight into the interior. Now this kit, the Hobby Boss Mi24, actually has a pretty decent interior. It's not mind-blowing, but it's pretty solid. Nicely moulded cockpits, really good looking troop compartment, and a decent amount of detail before you even start adding anything yourself. This kit does that thing with the interior, wheelbase, and a lot of the internal structure all sort of come together as one unit before the fuselage closes up. So you really need to think a few steps ahead. Focusing on the cockpit and troop bay first, I'm using this fantastic Russian interior green. It's almost like an aqua green, if that's right. But honestly, it's just such a nice paint. That's going to go over all the cockpit surfaces, and then on the floor where the pilots sit, I'm using a non-slip grey just to break it up a bit. Trying to get in and around all those tight areas without flooding the detail is always fun. For the troop compartment and the access area through into the cockpit, I'm using more of that anti-slip tone but with a slightly more metallic look, just to suggest a bit more wear where boots and equipment have been rubbing over time. For the cockpit instrument panels, I'm using a similar technique to what I did on the Huey build, which you can also find on the channel from last week. And excuse the extremely sped up footage here, but the process is basically white detail on the panels and picking out switches, toggles and any light switches with a toothpick dipped in yellow or red or black, just to hit those tiny details. It's simple, but it works. The rear compartment gets a very light dusting, more like random movements with some burnt iron, just to suggest some scuffs from equipment and troops moving around back there. The seats get a nice dark olive green for the cushions, with grey exteriors. And once all that's together, it's time for the canopy. Now, I did try to mask it, I really did, but I am awful at masking canopies. So instead, I went with a paintbrush method, and this was also not easy. The paint really didn't want to stick at first, so I laid down some black primer just around the frame lines, and then went back over it with a few coats of desert yellow, which is going to be the main body colour anyway. Honestly, I think it did come out pretty alright in the end. Now we can start bringing all the internal parts together, so the wheelbase structure, the front cannon, and then finally closing up the fuselage. I did have some fitment issues here with it closing around the cockpit, and I won't bore you with all of it, but you can see me trimming some bits back and forth. Looking back, I absolutely should not have put the wheels on this early, because at this point everything started to go wrong. Bits were breaking off, and yes, I needed a break. Okay, we're back. That was a moment. If I'm being honest, putting the wheels on this early was a mistake. A full mistake. They spent the entire build falling off. I'm not even exaggerating, every time they dropped, I was just swearing myself quietly off camera. Anyway, moving on to the cockpit and troop bay doors. These are actually really nicely moulded. You can pose them open, which is perfect, but it doesn't really make sense for the final diorama. But I did it anyway, because I wanted to show off the interior, which you can't tell in the end anyway, so it was fool's errand. The iconic Hind L-shaped wings are built separately, then clicked into place, and then secured with some quick set in cement, which I used to sort of melt and smooth the seam lines. The front exhausts go on, the top panels go on, and they also built up the rocket pods and anti-tank missiles. At least I think they're anti-tank missiles. Although let's be honest, Rambo's accuracy is pretty flexible. I mean, they looked right, and that's good enough for me. Paint-wise, the primary colours are flat earth and desert yellow being the main overall colour, with flat earth used for the camouflage pattern. Now, a quick bit of movie trivia for you. For those who know their helicopters, there actually is no Mi24 Hind in Rambo First Blood Part 2. The Hind in the film is actually played by a French aerospatiale Puma, modified to look a bit more menacing. Reason for this being Cold War politics, access issues, and the fact that real Hinds weren't exactly easy to get hold of. But I've always wanted to build a Hind. It's pretty iconic. So this is basically a what if they had used a real Hind in Rambo 2. I used this awesome camo putty for the pattern. I love this stuff. It came out really well on the Spitfire and it came out really well on the Huey, and it's just great. It gives you really nice organic breaks in the camouflage. It can get a bit messy if I'm honest, and some of it sticks awkward places like in these exhausts, but honestly, you don't see it in the end and I get rid of it all. So I don't worry about that too much. There is still a place for some old school masking tape, and this Rambo helicopter has those really crisp black lines running through the camouflage, and I really wanted to capture that look. So I start on one side doing the vertical lines and then come back and do the horizontals. Once it was all done, I actually really liked how this came out. Let me know in the comments though what you think. Is it bang on, or is it just a bit naff? I think it looks pretty close to how that helicopter felt in the movie. A bit of detailing next, so rubber black on the wheels when they stay on, black on the rotor hub, and interior green again on the outward facing door panels, and I think that really helps tie everything together. The rotor blades are primed in black and then sprayed in a neutral grey, with the trim picked out in a light silvery grey. You can really see the difference between the two tones here. I decided to put the rotors actually on the model at this point, partly because I wanted them all in one go, and partly because why not make life a bit harder for myself. Rocket pods are then painted in a neutral grey with the missiles on the end in olive green. At this stage I admit they do look quite toy-like, but trust me, once they're weathered they calm down quite a lot. Final assembly done, and there it is, the base model fully painted, camoed and striped. Now it's time for decals, or decals. I say decals, but I believe in the UK we should say decals, but it honestly doesn't matter, it just depends on where you're from. My process is always the same: a gloss coat underneath, micro set to soften the surface, the decal goes on, dab away the excess, and then a bit of microsol on top to really bed it in. I'm not going to show you every single decal placement because honestly no one wants to watch that, and I don't want to edit 20 minutes of me just sticking decals down. There are quite a few on this one, but it's the red stars for me that really make it pop. And yes, ignore that seam line underneath. I forgot to deal with it, and that one is on me. Another small coat of gloss on top just to seal in the decals, and then I paint the rotor tips. So these should be silver with bright red tips, probably for visibility or safety, and they did actually come as decals in the kit, but it was pure chaos. So I decided to spray them on with paint instead, a much better decision. It's weathering time then, so a light panel wash using a darker tan, nothing too heavy, just enough to bring out the panel lines where I want to. Exhaust stain is built up with dots of oil paint, similarly on the missiles and rocket pods. I then just dragged back with the brush, dampened in a bit of thinner to get that used look. A very light filter of heavily thinned desert yellow goes over the whole model just to bring everything together. The exhausts also get another hit of black to deepen that contrast, and then it's a bit of chipping time. Sponge dipped in chrome silver is how I managed this one. Just focusing on leading edges, wing fronts, door panels and hatches where troops will be climbing in and out of constantly. Then a final clear coat goes on, and it's time to head into the showcase. So there it is, the Mi24 Hind finished and weathered, ready for action. Now this build was always about setting the stage, because next time it all comes together. In the final video of the Rambo series, I'll be building the full Huey vs Hind diorama, the clash, the jungle in the moment. It's easily one of my favourite builds that I've done so far, and I genuinely can't wait to show you how it turned out. So if you enjoyed this build and you want to see how the story ends, make sure that you are subscribed. And as always, there's a link in the description if you want to help support the channel and keep these builds coming. Thank you for watching. Till next time.